Hi, my name is Kim and I'm from Greenwich, Connecticut, and I'm here to talk about Mary and the services that she offers at Resonating Wellness. First of all, I can say that Mary is absolutely a pleasure to work with. She's a very kind and caring person, and she's very good at explaining what her treatment or therapy is. And I actually would like to talk about the treatment more as important as Mary is. It's called pulsing electromagnetic frequency therapy, and it's probably something that most of you have never heard of, because I certainly had never heard of it, and I pride myself in being open-minded in terms of trying, non-traditional medical treatments for healing, because, not everything works with the traditional doctor. A lot of traditional doctors, all they really can give you are surgeries and medications, and maybe a little bit of preventative advice, like physical therapy for orthopedic injuries. And actually that leads me to how I originally discovered this treatment. I was online doing research, believe it or not, on bioidentical hormones, which has nothing to do with why I'm here. But when I was researching some of these the bioidentical hormones, I discovered that there's this therapy called pulsing electromagnetic frequency therapy, and there are many different systems that one can utilize, but the one that Mary uses is called Ondamed, and it's used all over Germany, and they've been in business for about 20 years. And what basically pulsing magnetic fields does is it moves ions across cell membranes. It's based on laws of physics or quantum physics, which is addressing the body at the cellular level. So anywhere that there's damage to various cells in your body, by by actually improving the cellular transport of ions, that tells the cell to actually repair itself. So therefore, wherever your body needs the reparation of cells, those would be the cells that are going to start to heal. So if you have, endocrine damage, or if you have orthopedic damage, the cells that are requiring healing will actually, start repairing itself. Not everything can be healed by this therapy, because some problems are so deep-seated that you might, if you have cancer, you're not going to heal from this therapy. You have to probably get, another sort of treatment, but because it's such a deep-rooted problem. But if you have orthopedic problems, or circulatory problems, or stress problems, there's a lot of different issues that can be treated. I actually came in to get treated for orthopedic problems. I had had a tear in my hamstring tendon, and I had a number of issues in my shoulder, from bursitis to a torn rotator cuff. And after coming here for about a month, 6 weeks, once a week, both my shoulder and my hamstring tendon completely healed. And then I, started researching the therapy more and more, and discovered, that this can be used for so many different things. So I, being that I'm an athlete and I'm not exactly 25 or 35 years old anymore, I do find my body breaks down from, continuing to do athletics over the years. So, I come in every couple of weeks. Sometimes I'll come in once a month. Sometimes it's every 2 weeks, depending on, if I've been skiing and all of a sudden my lower back is bothering me, or if I was skiing and my wrist started flaring. Whatever it is, I'll come in and just get a tune-up. And I notice that within a couple of days, my lower back completely calms down, stops bothering me, or my wrist, or whatever injury I might have, it just completely goes away, which is just remarkable. Not to have to take, I never take any anti-inflammatories. I never have to go, get any cortisone shots. I've been very fortunate with this therapy that it just heals, almost everything I, come in for. And while I was doing it, I've also been able to experience, not only does it help you orthopedically, but it helps you with other problems. Like for me, with stress, I will have digestive problems, and from doing this therapy with Mary, my digestive problems would literally, go away almost overnight. And other problems, I've seen some hormonal change for the positive. All of a sudden, I would see my hormonal levels jump back up where they were, depressed because of my age. I'm in my 50s. And, just from having the treatment, my hormonal levels would seem to stabilize or increase. So I've seen, from working with her, I've seen a wide variety of things change and improve in my health. Some things I'm so surprised I don't come in for, and all of a sudden I saw like these grooves in my nails all of a sudden out of the blue went away. I mean, it sounds so bizarre, but you know, this was one positive benefit of coming for the treatment. So I highly recommend, you know, to come in definitely for orthopedic problems, musculoskeletal, but you know, stress and digestive problems are helped. I've sent some family members here, and they've had, you know, big success. My mother had a surgery on her parathyroids. She was on her, I took her here after the surgery because she was having trouble with her, she had a breathing tube during the surgery and it irritated her throat, and she was very hoarse and coughing like crazy right after the surgery. We drove here after the treatment. Within an hour the coughing completely stopped. So it's just, it feels like it's a miracle treatment, but it feels like it's miraculous because you don't feel, when you actually undergo the treatment, there's no pain, you might see lights and hear some noises, but otherwise you don't feel like anything is happening to you. So on one hand, intellectually say, how can this possibly work? But on the other hand, if you understand the fact that it's based on quantum physics and cellular repair, then you say, okay, it makes sense. It's very, you know, intellectually I understand it. But when you actually go through it, it's so hard to believe that this really works. So, you know, until you try it, you know, you might not be a believer, but it is worth trying. It's not terribly expensive, and it's not invasive. There's no negative side effects, so it is really worth trying. You know, you try it for a month, and if it doesn't work, then you move on to something else and you try another therapy. But I completely recommend Mary and the therapy itself. She's been a pleasure to work with, so thank you.